Yo, nerds. Happy 24-ounce Tuesday. It's not really a beer mail, but it's a tradie mail. So I gave Jake from Super Brewers some beers. He dropped me off some beers, and in the 6-pack of beers, I believe this is a homebrew YouTube brewtuber first. A 24-ounce beer mail. So, how rad is Jake? Because honestly, I haven't had a Red Dog in 20 years, probably. I don't know. So we'll see. Jake, cheers, my brother. Ooh. Yep. That is high school. Ooh, that is... Yep, that is high school. Holy crap. That takes me back to a specific time and place. That's one of those flavors that as soon as it... Bam. Takes me back to North Park in Richland Center, soccer fields. Cheap ass beer. Back when I had shoulder length hair and a 4-inch goatee, and at 17 I could buy beer anywhere I wanted in our little town. I've since become much more classy and clean cut, as you can tell. Wow. That is like, that takes me back 20 some years, like right now. And it is cold as fuck, man. I put it in the freezer. So I bottled a bunch of beer, and I've been too lazy to box it so far. But I don't have any room. This bad boy takes up a lot of room, so I just had it sitting out. But I thought for today, I'd chill her down. And I chilled her down to sub 32 temperatures. Just like I'm assuming Red Dog is really designed to be drunken. Premium beer from the Plank Road Brewery. I've been to the Plank Road Brewery. Plank Road Brewery, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You might as well just call it Miller because that's what it is. But it's a pretty cool place. Cool tour, actually. The Miller tour. It's the scale of that place is fucking bananas. And they give you some free beers, and occasionally they have weird stuff on the tap room at Miller. I don't remember who I was there with. It might have been Aaron. But they had like a saison with rose hips on at the tap room at Miller, which was crazy. It wasn't very good, but it was there. So I don't know what like little crafty brewery that they were trying to brew that for, but it wasn't good, but it was there. So anyway, let me get some more of this Red Dog. Hell yeah. So I see my boy Elder P opened his birthday presents this week. That was pretty cool. I hope you and the missus liked them. The Sunday Fun Day Bloody Mary mix is it's popular here because Sundays are Bloody Mary days and Sunday Fun Day. So the weather here it's ridiculous. So I should be brewing today. Honestly, I should. It's like 65 degrees outside right now. I think it's only supposed to be like 45 tomorrow, but I just couldn't get organized enough, quick enough to do it today. But I did throw down a starter of this bad boy, the 3711 French Saison. Speaking of which, uno momento. I don't know if anybody's used these things yet or not. I got this from Northern Brewer. They come, I think it's like $9 for a 4-pack. It's basically a 4-pack of pre-canned starters. I know Dan was messing with this a while back. But basically, you sanitize your flask, or in my case, I just make starters in a growler on a stir plate. But you basically sanitize it, pop this, pitch it, fill it with water, starter done. It is the stupid easiest thing ever, and honestly, I don't think I will go back to mixing, like boiling a DME starter, unless I am hard up desperate. For $9, so figure $2 to make a starter in 15 seconds. It's crazy. Such a good thing to do. It's rad. So this 3711 is going to go in a little rye saison. It'll probably be a 7% rye saison, 6.5, 7. That I am going to play with oak and white wine in. It's going to be a wine barrel saison. So I have some oak spirals soaking in Pinot Grigio. I kind of wanted a Chardonnay, but I had the Pinot Grigio, and it needed something to be done with it because Kristen was sick of it. So that's in a mason jar now with the oak soaking. I figure I'll soak it for about a week and then add the oak towards the end of primer fermentation and probably add the soaking wine in with it. So I'm looking for a winey character. There is a guy that his name is Dave Jansen that he's speaking at NHC this year, and I'm super excited. Aaron and I had some of his beers, and he is a saison genius. And we had some wine barrel saisons that I was like, blew my fucking mind right out. So I'm going to try and kind of get somewhere in that area of the world with this next beer. And then I think I'm going to also try a red wine, sort of the same deal, maybe darken up the grain bill a bit and do like a Pinot Noir barrel beer and see how that comes out. So that should be pretty rad. Damn, Red Dog, Jake, you make me feel like I'm 17 again. Rocking the Pantera, long hair, old Pontiac Grand Prix, not Grand Prix, Grand Am. God, the Grand Am connection will never forgive me. Man, it's funny. It's so funny how sometimes a flavor just transports you back to a place. And I honestly, I didn't think this would do that. Because I know you had mentioned you thought it was pretty similar to Pabst. And maybe it's just because it's such a specific flavor for me, but I don't think it tastes like Pabst at all. I think it tastes exactly like 1994, 5, whenever this stuff really came out, and we were really getting into the fine art of drinking. It probably wasn't even 30 packs back then. It was probably all 24s. But get a couple guys and drink a case of beer tonight. Craziness. But anyway, speaking of NHC, that's just the wife anyway. Speaking of NHC, registration started today, Tuesday, 24-ounce Tuesday registration day. So, is anybody going? I know I've talked to a few guys that are going. I know Aaron Gross is going. I know Dean's List is going. I know my boy Mash Paddle is going to leave the child at home and head out and I believe pour beer at Club Night, which is going to be super rad. But I know a couple other guys have talked about going. I know Dan talked about going. Victor, maybe Lermo. So if anybody's going, let everyone know. Let's try and hook up and have a little YouTube nerd posse that can roll around. Oh geez, they carbonate this Red Dog, man. Otherwise, if you're not going, honestly, why not? If you have the means to do so, NHC is 1,000,000% worth the money that it costs to go. It's not a cheap ticket by any means, but it is completely 100% worth it. One, I can drink that much money in beer, just free beer around there. The information you get is crazy good. You can really learn stuff, and I think both Aaron and I would say we've learned stuff that has kind of stepped our brewing game up, and there are some talks this year that I am really, really excited about. Some super nerdy Saison stuff and some historical Saison and historical farmhouse stuff that's going to be crazy. So, anyway, that's my NHC rant for the year. Maybe Aaron and I will put out a how to train for NHC video this weekend, because I believe there's going to be some shenanigans. Jake, you sir, for busting out the uncommonly smooth Red Dog. Yondu, buddy, that was rad. I'd say I'm gonna savor this, but honestly, the best way to get rid of this is just to keep hammering at it, because once it gets warm, I can't imagine this is gonna be good. So, yeah, man. Cheers, everyone, and maybe I'll hit you on Homebrew Wednesday and give you an update on that bad rocket right there. That is going to be a tasty, tasty, dangerous thing. The Verstecken beer is done and carved and good. So I'll highlight that later when it's not time for such uncommonly smooth beverages. Anyway, Yondu nerds, cheers. Happy 24-ounce Tuesday. Woof, woof.